BookTube, Science Fiction Reads here with another Paperback Parade video, which is a tag created by Brandy at Bookalectic. So the criteria for this is you pick a mass market paperback from pre-1990 with some interesting cover art that you want to talk about. And if you have an interesting story behind the book, that's a bonus. So last time I did a CJ Cherryh book, Gate of Ivral, with cover art by Michael Whalen. This time, I've chosen a book whose cover art I could not identify the artist of, and I searched on the ISF database or whatever. I couldn't figure out who did this, but the book I chose was Birthright, the Book of Man by Mike Resnick, which I suppose is the first book in the Birthright series or universe chronologically. And also kind of the last, well, no, I guess it wouldn't be the last, or it could be. It's confusing. This is really a bunch of short stories depicting the rise and fall of humanity in kind of a galactic society. So the cover caught my eye a few years ago in a bookstore, a used bookstore that no longer exists. So that's kind of bittersweet, really. Like I mentioned, but yeah, I mentioned before how this bookstore went out of business early on in COVID, and then for some reason the new owners of the building acquired all the books, and they had no interest in them. So I asked if I could buy all the science fiction and fantasy, and I did for $50, which was wild. So this was the first Mike Resnick book I read, and like I said, it caught my eye. Just these three humans standing on, I don't know, a space station or a spaceship looking out at some planets, and maybe a star there. I don't think that's a galaxy. And that's a good representation of the whole theme of the book, which is kind of humanity reaching space and just wanting to go and acquire more power, and ultimately our ambitions lead to our demise. So it's pretty interesting, and I guess I kind of realized this is another future history. I really realized this past year or so that I really like future histories, or when an author has written a lot of books in the same universe, and this fits both criteria. So I really love this cover art, and I wish I could figure out who the artist was. But it's really like a bunch of short stories depicting our kind of reaching space and then discovering that there's a whole galactic society out there of many different races, and then kind of rising up to eventually lead the whole thing, be in charge of the whole galactic society. And we just keep acquiring more power and more power, and we're honestly depicted as like a corrupt race, really. And it leads to resentment in the society and eventually our destruction. So it's really quite an interesting start to finish future history. He wrote this in, let me see, I think 81. First printing, February 1982. This is a Signet edition. I don't think this was republished very often. So it could be hard to find. Certainly I've never seen another copy. So he went on to write a lot of different stories, a lot of them involving bounty hunters, which kind of take place in the middle of this future history. I have read this, Santiago, A Myth of the Far Future, wherein a lot of different bounty hunters are searching for this guy, Santiago, who may or may not even exist. They're all running around the galaxy. It was really fun. And there's another one here. I have an omnibus of some of the Widowmaker books he wrote, which are similar. They're all, I haven't read these, but they all involve bounty hunters. And these are kind of like, at least certainly this was kind of like a Western in space. Now, Birthright, the Book of Man is nothing like that. It's just a lot of different stories depicting different periods of time in our galactic history, from humanity looking up at the stars and dreaming to ruling the stars, right down to like the last human. And then there's a kind of novella he wrote not very many years ago called The Seven Views of something Gorge. I'll put the text up. And that's actually post-humanity, after the species is completely wiped out many thousands of years later, and a group of aliens visits Earth, and they're like archaeologists or anthropologists. And I think that's also like 7 short stories, kind of in one novella, if I remember right. That was really neat. But I think the epilogue of this would probably take place even later than that, and it's just like one sentence that suggests humanity is not completely gone, or maybe evolution repeats itself. So really neat, really cool. I loved this. I love the cover art. If it sounds interesting, check it out.